Hello and welcome to this episode of Read Play Game, the podcast where we look at tabletop role-playing games from every side of the table. I am the rules lawyer, and I'm also going to be the facilitator, I believe it's called, for this game. I've also been getting some criticism, or not criticism, some feedback about how I never do say my name. My name is Jess. This week I'll be facilitating. It was not criticism. It was, I guess, someone told me recently, in confidence.
Oh.
In confidence.
Oh, interesting.
Protect your sources.
This is a mystery.
Was it Alice?
How would we know now?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to take that again?
No, who's next?
Hi, I'm Emma, and I will be playing Alice is Missing.
I am Manish, and I will be playing.
I am Tori, and I am here. I will be playing Alice is Missing.
I'm Margot, and I'll be playing too.
So the energy in here is pretty low because we're really sad about our good friend Alice, because we're going to be playing a game today called Alice is Missing.
I feel sick playing a game while she's gone. She would have loved this game.
She would have loved it.
This isn't a game. This isn't a game. This is real life.
The tone of the game is pretty somber.
All right.
Yeah, for people. No. That
We can joke now.
Yeah. Somebody's missing, and you're making light of it?
Also, I want to say happy birthday, Margot. This
Happy
episode's releasing on your
birthday.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
It is.
Yay.
That's yeah.
That is the premise.
What do you
Your
want for
turn,
your
Tori.
birthday?
Say happy birthday.
Not a thank
Happy
you.
birthday.
Yay! Thank you. I'm so happy to have friends that love me and play games with me. Yippee.
Oh, are you seeing them later?
We the way.
Jesus Christ!
Margot, shut up.
Margot is missing.
Margot, come back!
The balloons. No.
That was foul.
Oh.
Oh no!
On her birthday.
On her birthday!
My bad.
Okay, so
Happy birthday.
anyway, yeah, please, you have the stage, the floor.
Oh, I thought I said my piece.
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw how it was
All right.
received.
For people tuning in for the first time, this is the first of three parts. For people tuning in for the first time, this is not our typical episode structure. What we're currently in is the first of three parts that usually make up the general outline of the podcast, but this time, all three of the parts are going to be in one episode. They're not usually, but this is our read portion of the episode where we're going to be talking through the rules and character creation process of an RPG that we've selected this week. This week it is the game Alice is Missing. This will be followed by a later part of the episode where we play through a brief one-shot of the game and then afterward reflect on the system and talk about it.
Which, the reason that this game works so great for just one episode is it is intended to be played within just 1 3-hour period, and that includes character creation and becoming familiar with the rules. The play session is a strict 90 minutes, and then there is a built-in debrief afterwards, so it works really well with how we do things.
Yeah, so we figured we'd just knock it all out in one. So as a brief background to the game, it was designed by Spenser Starke, and it's published by Hunters Entertainment, which, if you guys remember, they do Kids on Bikes as well.
Oh.
And what's interesting is that is one of the that is one of the listed inspirations actually for this game. So you'll find a lot of similarities in vibe to Kids on Bikes. And you know, how fitting that you're sending cigarettes here because of it's
I'm in a battle right now.
Kids on gig. Our kids
A battle with who?
Anish, there's no smoking versus smoking. All right, choose a side now, listeners. What side are you on? Smoking or no smoking? Vote in the poll in our Instagram story. I'm team smoking.
All right. I did not retain any of what was said.
I was listening.
It
There's
wasn't
a strict 90-minute time limit.
It wasn't for you.
From this
True.
moment on, we are focusing.
Actually, an
alright.
interesting thing that I'm seeing is that it says on the Wikipedia page, at least, that in 2022, Paramount Pictures began developing the game into a movie.
That's wild.
Wow.
Which is interesting because I feel like this is like... Anyway, so...
It'd be like that one movie where it's all the guys' computer screen.
Pulse?
Oh, yeah. Searching.
Not searching.
We're all
Oh.
going to the World's Fairs. The website.
Sorry, I was thinking of the other one.
Yeah, not that one.
Searching
That
was
was
pretty
the-
good. I like that one.
But what's interesting is oh yeah. So in the inspiration, the listed inspiration is stuff like Life is Strange, the video game, Gone Home, Oxenfree, and then it lists. Oh wait, actually lists Searching as one of the
Wow.
inspiration points. It lists Searching, Riverdale, and Winter's Bone.
Okay.
Which is
Okay,
interesting.
Riverdale.
Just reading
Fringe.
through this, it feels interesting that they didn't mention Twin Peaks at all, but I do feel like all of those, like most of those pieces of media
Are
already
inspired
have
by
kind of
Twin
Twin
Peaks.
Peaks DNA, but like this explicitly is a girl going missing or having a crime done, and then you're discovering it for the rest of it. So that
Yeah.
that is literally Twin Peaks, but
And the description. Well, I wonder if I would like to hear the creator's thoughts on Twin Peaks, because there's a section about how this game is designed to subvert the trope of a girl going missing and then us not caring about her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I wonder if like they thought that was present in Twin Peaks, but I feel like Twin
it's
Peaks
not in Twin
does
Peaks.
that. Yeah, like
Twin
I
Peaks
feel like
very-
that is
especially.
Twin
I mean,
Peaks.
I've not seen Fire Walk with Me, but I hear that especially
Yeah.
does.
So I just wonder.
Yeah,
'cause,
that would be very interesting to hear about.
You're like, let's not make it so that, this missing girl is a nothing burger. Let's give her all kinds of toppings.
But yeah, in terms of what game like RPGs it draws inspiration for, mechanic wise, and also just I guess thematically, it lists Fiasco and Out of Dodge by Jason Morningstar, which are I'm not familiar with Out of Dodge, but I know at least Fiasco is a very like loose, kind of more improv-y, like you get cards as prompts, which is kind of how this game functions. Unheroes by Joanna Piancastelli, and Kids on Bikes by Doug Lewandowski and Jonathan Gilmore, which we've played.
This is true.
Any thoughts?
I'm really excited. I am excited to...
I'm excited too.
We won't have to do quite as much character creation because it's meant to be played specifically with 5 people. Right? Like there
Hey.
are 5 roles that you take on. So I'm excited for that.
And let's just jump into that character creation process, because you're not going to be creating a character, you're going to be playing a character, but that character may have specific details that are like you do get. It's not like you don't get to have
You get some flexibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as the facilitator, it does have stuff in the book for me to read to you guys. So I'm just going to kind of read through the text that I have to read, and we're gonna hopefully be able to do this in a decent amount of time.
Woo.
So the first thing that I have to do is, can somebody do something for me? Can somebody roll a d10 for me?
I got
Okay.
it. Oh, you got it.
I rolled
You
a
already got
2.
A 2. So I'm sending a poster in the important channel in the Discord. Upload failed. I'm not sending a poster.
Sorry. That was...
Somebody's missing. Please stop laughing.
I
God,
like you said somebody's missing. We know who's missing.
I sound like JD Vance in the President Zelensky fucking... You talk to the president like that, or whatever the fuck.
I can't believe you'd show up here without a suit.
I love that video where it's like, do you love this woman? Yes. Are you willing to do anything to stay with her? Nah. And the crowd's like, oh. Nah.
Okay, you rolled a 2.
Yes.
So this is Alice who's missing. I'm sending a missing poster.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, damn.
Important.
What day is it? 'Cause this is missing since December 19th.
All of
Is
them.
it Christmas?
Oh.
I think it's been 3 days,
So it's almost Christmas.
but we'll get. It means it wasn't Christmas.
Are we
almost
actually going to
Festivus.
call that number on there?
No,
No?
well, I don't know.
There's a tab that says voicemails.
That doesn't have to do with that.
You do like a voice memo and then we play them at the end.
I'm calling that number.
Anisha's calling
You
me.
should.
I'll do it after game.
Yeah, but no, I'm worried. Anisha, don't call it because I'm worried there'll be a card that tells you to, and then it'll be like,
That's a real possibility.
Finger on the trigger.
"Don't do
Hang
it,
up.
bitch. Don't do
Hang
it.
up.
Don't do it." I'm gonna send you now the. Okay, wait. No, I'm not gonna send. Okay, wait. I can't send the cards because they've got.
iMessage? Screenshot iMessage? Oh, you thinking about it.
No, I'm not.
How you going to send the cards in?
How are you going to do it?
Y'all pissing me off.
I don't want
I feel like the read is always our most,
contentious.
irritable, contentious, yeah.
It's because we start. That's how we start, and we get mad.
And then we remember that we're friends.
It's the most,
I need to calm down. I'm an adult.
I love that video. What?
That's unfair!
Okay, so I'm just going to tell you... I have the character cards physically, so let me actually...
I do too.
Just a heads up, this game inherently deals with a missing teenage girl in a small town and all of the topics that can arise when that happens. Our characters will be the people closest to her, attempting to unravel the mystery behind her disappearance. Because of this, themes like tense family dynamics, grief, death, violence, jealousy, and helplessness can and often do come up in the game. If this sounds like something you might be sensitive to or triggered by, please don't hesitate to let me know. Even if this is only something you realize during play, your safety and well-being are always more important than the game. So you're welcome to say something now in private to me, so that the channel that you're going to be using to message me, I mean, you could text me for that because that's out of character stuff, but my character is Charlie. Alice is Missing is a role-playing game about the disappearance of Alice Briarwood, a high school junior in the sleepy Northern California town of Silent Falls. During the game, we'll use our phones to send text messages to each other as we unearth clues in an attempt to discover what happened to Alice. We will use a tool called the X card as a safety mechanic during play. If any content comes up that you aren't comfortable with exploring as a player, you may send an X or X content in the chat or say it out loud to indicate what you'd like removed from the game. There should be no explanation needed, and we will just pivot away from that topic. We're also going to use a safety mechanic called Lines and Veils. Replay game listeners have heard us talk about this before, but I'm going to read through the outline they provide in the book. This is a way for you to flag topics ahead of time that you're uncomfortable exploring to make sure we don't stray into dangerous territories. Lines are things you do not want to see in the game at all. Veils are things you don't mind seeing in the game, so long as we avoid exploring the content in detail. The game suggests to veil the following, although we can line or amend these veils to suit our game. So they've got sort of default lines
Default
and veils.
settings.
So for gore and violence, avoid describing in detail any harm done to Alice. Sexual non-consent, if it is not lined completely, veil sexual non-consent. This includes drugging, coercion, physical force, and threats. Victim blaming, characters may express upset toward Alice and her actions. However, her actions do not mean she deserves anything that happened to her. Are there other situations or topics we'd like to outright avoid? Are there things we're okay including but want to keep veiled or off-screen if it occurs?
There's also, this is moving ahead a tiny bit, but I think it's important in this discussion. It says on the next page, finally, this game includes queer characters connected to Alice who may or may not be out. Players can discuss and decide their character's sexuality and openness during character creation. However, you should also discuss the group's comfort around homophobia and outing other people without their consent. So that, if we weren't considering that in the lines and veil discussion, I wanted to pepper it in that's like part of the game. Does anyone have strong, like, do we want to keep the default veil sexual non-consent? Is anyone with a game of this content? I'm on board for veiling sexual non-consent, but I would be fine with lining it if anybody wants to.
For me, I'm also fine with veiling it, but like we don't have to go into vivid detail of something that happened if that's the thing.
Yeah, I think that's what veiling is like it can happen, but we just don't
We don't need to,
Most of the time when I play games, I line sexual non-consent and stuff like that. But with this game in particular, I am more open to just having it veiled.
Yeah, I'm down for veiled. I actually listened to like J.C. Lee Dugard's biography, Michelle, God bless her name, Gina Rodriguez and Amanda Berry, who were the Cleveland kidnapping victims. So I actually consume media like this frequently, so I'm kind of down for whatever.
After I saw fucking Hannibal, I can anything, man.
Okay. Once everyone has had the chance to add something if they wish, continue. For this, I feel like they shouldn't call it facilitator. They should call it Discord mod, because that's basically what I'm being.
There's also, I don't know if this is where the game leads or where the game could possibly lead, but hate crimes, homophobia, how do we feel about that? Lines and veils.
I mean, that would be a veil for me.
Cool.
Personally.
I'm good with that. I just wanted us I don't know if the path leads you that way at all, but I thought it could. So
there's definitely cards that you could draw that could have a player want to take it in that direction.
Implications.
Yeah, but I don't think that that veil being just, don't.
Because for me, like, hate crimes specifically against the queer community is often tied to sexual violence. So that would already probably be veiled to a point, but wanted to say that. Veiling on that kind of violence.
This game feels serious.
It is very serious.
I'm scared.
It's like a live authentically in 90 minutes in this very hard.
So this is like a murder mystery as opposed to like a game.
It's honestly less of, it's the point, you are solving the mystery, but it's more of the emotional journey, I think. Like, I think of it as a long form improv exercise, like a emotional long form improv exercise.
Do y'all want me in this? I guess we need 5.
And we're teenagers, so like teenagers do
pretty
funny
callous
shit under stressful situations.
All right.
I mean, if you're not comfortable with it, though, you don't have to.
I just don't want to bring the wrong tone.
I came in swinging with the wrong tone for this game.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I think that you'll fall into it.
I think it'll be okay.
All right.
Yeah, I think it'll be fine.
And we can always.
and I guess one last. I'm good with any kind of gore, personally.
Not of my comfort character, though.
Yeah.
Too late. Already happened.
During the next 45 minutes, we will set up our fictional world, who we are, our relationships to Alice and each other, and our town. Then we're going to spend 90 minutes inhabiting those characters, gathering clues, and texting one another as the story unfolds. I will explain everything as we go, but first I'm going to read the introduction card to set the scene for the game. Silent Falls is a small coastal forest town in the heart of Northern California. It's quiet here, and since the recession a few years ago, people are not as friendly as they used to be. It's been a rough few years for everyone. The major high school in town, Franklin Academy, lies nestled in the wooded hills on the east side. It's the last day before winter break, and students shuffle down the hallways, dusting off a light powder of snow from their jackets. It's cold today. Down the main corridor, past the barren trophy case and peeling Franklin Academy decal plastered on the walls, hangs a bulletin board. A cluster of students are gathered at it, and around the edges we see old posters for student body elections, sign-ups for football next year, and reminders about the upcoming senior ball, littered about like mousetraps. But as the students part, we land on the flyer they were all huddling around, and that's the missing person poster. I'm sure you felt very immersed by the way I read that.
I see the corridor in my mind.
This very much does. This image conjures specifically Life is Strange. Like has anyone played Life is Strange?
Yes, I love Life is Strange. It was a foundational game for me in high school.
That makes a lot of sense.
That soundtrack I played over and over again. I used the song from it for my end of high school video.
Really, really exciting part of this game, there is a 90-minute music track.
Yes.
So, like, the game it has music to it.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, and one of the influences was also Gone Home, which is also very like music centered and kind of similar.
Great.
And also, both of these are very queer games, so it makes sense that this is. Anyway. Gone Home was foundational for me in the same way, so you can make fun
One
of
of my influences is Chop Ho.
Huh?
Chapo. They're called women.
Right. Don't call them bitches, bro. All right, cut that out.
How about you cut that out?
Y'all like get in
You don't
the
have to
editor's
cut
room
shit if
then.
you're not saying it.
If you don't know what a Chop Ho is, you might be the Chop Ho.
Chop hosies. So I read that part. Oh wait, it literally also lists that in the. Okay. Grab the missing person posters. This is our Alice. We will learn more about her shortly, but first let's choose our characters. The available characters are Jack Briarwood, the older brother, Dakota Travis, the best friend, Julia North, the secret girlfriend, Evan Holwell, the one with the crush, and Charlie Barnes, the one who moved away. As facilitator, I will be playing Charlie. Now it's your turn to choose. Which characters stand out as someone you're interested in playing, and are there any characters you would prefer not to play?
I'll just pick last.
I had an interest in, but I would be open to other players. I had an interest in the older brother character.
I want to be best friend.
Dakota Travis?
Yeah, Dakota's a fun name.
I know a Dakota who is very fun.
Emma had interest in Jack Briarwood.
I did. I would be open to other stuff, but
I'll be the one with the crush because I want to see
I wanted
Anisha's
to
the
be
secret girlfriend.
Yay!
Yes. Awesome.
Yeah.
This is good.
All right, let me assign these roles in the Discord.
And then maybe just for the podcast, to Chungus, clarity's sake, we should each just go through and say our character's name and the.
We can do it. Do you want to do it in the order of the characters or in the
Yeah, I
order
think
of
that's
us?
a good idea.
Okay, so I'm Charlie Barnes, the one who moved away.
I'm Dakota Travis, the best friend.
I'm Jack Briarwood, the older brother.
Julia North, the secret girlfriend.
I'm Evan Holwell, the one with the crush.
Oh, exciting. You'll notice there are a few sections in the character cards. I'm going to go over each one. The first is the background question. You'll share that answer with the group during character creation, but we'll get to that in a minute. The next is the secret. Keep this to yourself for now. However, the secret should be revealed to at least one other person, if not the whole group, during the game. This is a little bit, honestly, it feels like when reading through it, it feels a little bit like Emma's murder mystery thing.
Yeah.
Third is the voicemail prompt. We will all record the last voicemail we left Alice before we knew she was missing. I will play these voicemails at the end of the game as a reminder of where we came from. This prompt provides a jumping off point for that voicemail. If you can work your secret into this recording, all the better. It can make for a more impactful ending for the game. However, don't worry about this now. We'll record our voicemails later during the setup.
Did we establish a time? Is it present?
It is, they said it was during the recession, right? I think it's 2008-ish, but I don't know for sure.
Or is it the current one?
That's true. But in the description, they were like...
At the very least, it's something that would have a group chat and cell phones.
Yeah. But we're not FaceTiming, so I feel like...
Yeah,
that.
and we're very distinctly throughout the game, we're never going to be in the same location. Grab a stack of drive cards, pass them out randomly to each player. I'm going to give you each a random drive card. This is going to determine sort of your character's drive.
Okay.
Okay.
This is perfect.
Yeah, I kind of glanced at it, and I'm like, yeah, that's good. Accidentally. Okay, all right, everyone has their... Oh, my door is open. All right, everyone has received their drive card. You can ignore the relationship area on the card for now. Start creating your character in your head based on the cards you have. Personality, physical description, etc. If you would all share the answer to your background question here at least a few hours before we begin, that will help keep us on track. I'll begin. This was assuming that you're doing this hours before. So,
Do you want to go first as Charlie?
no, because I haven't thought about it yet. Someone else go.
So my question or the background prompt that I have is tell us about why you and your sister's home life has been so difficult these last few years. Keeping in with what we know about the game, I'm just going to say that, you know, our father lost his job. And so, like, mom's been working double shifts. I think she's a nurse. So she's been working a ton, and dad's looking for new work, but it hasn't been going well. Should I go into who I think Jack Briarwood is, like what his whole deal is, or just answer the background question? I feel like it's said to, but I'm not.
Yeah, you can
sure.
say whatever you want, TBH.
Okay. Like, I think that Jack, older brother, is like classically like sporty, popular kid, and is trying really hard to get like scholarships so that he can go to college without being a burden on the family. So then she's in a better situation too. So that's Jack. Probably popular, but he's not like, I don't know, you know, like he's a straight edged kid.
And that first thing you shared was your background?
Yeah, they had the prompt was tell us about why you and your sister's home life has been so difficult these last few years. So some basic information about Jack as a person, and then why the home life has been difficult was financial problems with the parents. I think that's put stress on the parents' marriage for sure, and I think people know it.
Okay.
You know, hard to hide that kind of stuff.
My background as the one with the crush is tell us what rumor you've heard about Alice that you don't believe is true. I'm trying to think of like popular rumors from high school. And like we know that there's a secret girlfriend. So that one feels pretty like straightforward, which is like the rumor that whatever, she's gay.
And you don't believe it.
And I don't believe it because I got the crush.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's the best one for now. But it feels like kind of like we already have that context. Like it doesn't really add anything to the story. So I'm open to suggestions and I can just kind of mull on it.
Maybe you can get more specific with it. Maybe there's a rumor that she's dating someone else. Like not Julia. Like another friend.
Dakota, because they're besties.
Yeah.
Spend a lot of time together.
Yeah, that's not bad.
And then do I share anything else?
You can share.
You can give a detail if you want to, like about what you feel your character is.
Like I looked at the motive and my background and thought, like, what would this person be like based on the little things I know about him?
I think Evan has more maybe online friends than IRL friends. I'm gonna say
On the message boards.
he and Alice met through an extracurricular. I could see something like marching band or maybe speech and debate, something like that. But I think it's probably obvious to other people that Evan has a crush on Alice. And I'll say they grew up together. So it'll be a long time coming.
Love that.
I also am realizing that I was supposed to go first as Charlie, but this is okay.
Okay.
So let me go back. But yeah, all of that is still true. Any other details you want to say?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm still mulling it over.
That felt informative.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll read this part. All right. Let's share our characters, including their pronouns, their relationship to Alice, and the answer to our background question. Do not share your secret. It should come out in play. Remember to listen to other people's answers and adjust yours as necessary to fit the fiction they've established. Feel free to ask players additional questions about their character. Make sure to take down any notes you'd like in their section on your character record. I'll start with the information specifically about Charlie. So since we've hit the other two, hit us with the one detail we didn't say is the pronouns for these two.
Yeah. He, him for Jack.
I'm a he. I'm a man. I'm a hen. I don't do that pronoun.
Okay, so here's what I have about Charlie. Charlie Barnes moved away from Silent Falls with their mom at the end of last school year after their parents divorced. They're now returning to stay with their dad for winter break and are hoping to see Alice and the others while they're here. A few days ago, Alice stopped responding. They haven't heard from her since. The facilitator should introduce Charlie's pronouns, physical description, relationship. Oh yeah, you can do a physical description, relationship with Alice, and any other important information. So that's kind of what y'all did. Then read the background question and give your answer. Moving clockwise, each player should... Okay. All right, so for Charlie, pronouns are they, them, is what I've gathered.
I think that they might be leaving it open to.
Yeah. But I'm fine with that. That works. Cool. And the background, the question is, what kind of teenager is Alice? Gives like some vague options. I think I like the idea of Alice being quiet, kind of a quiet kid. That's one of the options they give, like quiet, jock, popular, valedictorian, stoner, etc. I think quiet makes sense for me.
That makes sense with the marching band details too. I don't know.
Did you say marching band? I missed that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to say we like spend time together through a club, and I actually think I'm going to change marching band to like orchestra.
Cool.
Okay. So Alice and Evan
we both play violin.
Cool.
Violin.
That was an interesting word.
Valid.
Interesting that you play violin when that's kind of what this game is all about.
Why?
Violence.
Is it sad?
Violence.
Keep your money. I want change.
Okay, so yeah, Alice is a quiet orchestra kid who plays violin, and I imagine maybe Alice and Evan sit together.
Yes.
Are you first chair or is she first chair?
That is a detail that will maybe come to light later.
You're like, you just guessed what's on my secret card.
Fuck! Do I read my descriptor or whatever?
What descriptor? Your secret?
Oh,
No.
my motive. No,
don't read your motive.
No. Wait, what?
Don't read your motive.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to think of what exactly my relationship with Alice would be, because, I mean, obviously I moved away and I'm coming back and I really, really, really want to interact with her. But I'm not, the listed crush or best friend or whatever.
I have a pitch.
Yeah?
Well, we know that Alice's parents are having marital problems, and we know that your parents got divorced, and that's why you moved away. So that feels like something y'all would have talked about.
Here's my first string answer. It's currently a senior who is graduating. So auditions are happening for who will be the next first string, if that's how it works. Tense. I don't know.
I think so. Something like that.
I think that maybe it's similar to, I don't want to step on your grew up together thing, Evan, but what if I also lived in the same neighborhood and our parents were close, kind of like regularly would have like little gatherings at our house, like our three families maybe, and mine was one of them, but my parents divorced, and so like that's kind of a part of our childhood that was pretty present there and now has kind of faded away, and so we all have that like...
I'll tell you what, I can retract that detail because that would make it seem like we're really close.
You don't have to be really close.
You could be like bus stop buddies.
Yeah, that's what I'm
that.
talking about, because this is coming from like personal experience where I grew up in a neighborhood that had like 3 very close families that kind of acted like we were all kind of one big family, the way we would have like regular gatherings together. But I wouldn't say I was like particularly close with all of the children, and one of them is my best friend. So like, you know, it's kind of like a almost cousin type relationship, but like we just see each other all the time is kind of what I like, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, I think I'm liking the narrative better if I met Alice in high school. So I'm kind of a newer one on the scene. And we're in the same friend group, but I'll just retract the part about us growing up together. So instead of a long requited crush, it's maybe a
couple years.
Yeah, something like that, as opposed to, yeah.
God, this is just like when my parents got divorced and then I came back and my other friends were still, their families weren't divorced yet.
Spoiler!
And it says go clockwise, so I'm just going to say a niche in the order of my screens.
Okay.
Cool. My background prompt is, tell us about when you and Alice first met.
And who are you?
Julia?
I am Julia North, the secret girlfriend. In this prompt, you kind of like describe your character too,
Yeah.
right? Do you think our high school has a dress code, or is it, we all just
It's called an
kinda...
academy, but it also says it's like the only high school nearby. It could have a dress code.
If there is a dress code, Julia is breaking it. Leather jacket, studded, and a skirt. I think we first met behind the bleachers, probably after school, and I was under the bleachers smoking. And that's usually where Julia would hang out, because she just transferred to this high school for reasons she will not reveal.
Okay.
And kind of a little bit of an outcast, but she heard somebody crying on the bleachers above. And I guess she decided to at least see what was happening. But there was a very, very interesting person. And just from the top of the bleachers where she was, from the bottom of the bleachers, they just had this conversation.
Like
to
Romeo
see,
and Juliet.
yeah, what was going on. And I think the energies kind of melded in that moment. And we kind of comforted each other in that moment, because we found a lot of similarities in terms of our place in this high school and kind of feeling in our internal worlds. Because I imagine Julia as like this this mixed kid who kind of feels alienated at home and also at school. Dad white, mom Indian. And yeah, I think she just has a lot of angst. But yeah, that bleacher conversation would kind of become a tradition where Alice would, if she was feeling overwhelmed or anything, would come to the bleachers, and then it became lunch sometimes, maybe the roof of school, hidden corridors, kind of shrouded by lockers, and then I think it was slow, but she made the first move.
Who did? Julia?
No, Alice.
Alice. Cool.
And there was a lot of internal feelings about that with Julia, and a lot of rejection about that part of her identity. But I think she was the first person to kind of suggest this is something we can do as long as it's just between us.
Damn. How secret is, because you said like lunch, would I know that y'all are friendly?
I think it is like
pretty secret?
Like we cross each other in the hallway and like we smile at each other, but like we spend a lot of time after school.
I'm saying, do I know who you are?
Yes.
Right now I have Julia, bad influence friend, written down.
I think that is a huge thing.
Like I don't want my little sister to start smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, I think I am the bad influence. For sure.
Yeah, and I guess it's a question for me too. Like as the best friend, like how much would I know too?
I don't know.
Oh, I think it is a regular conversation. I feel like
I feel
my
like
existence.
I feel like I would. That's what I'm saying. I feel like I would know.
Oh yeah.
Gotcha.
And I think we
Cool.
we kind of talk. But I'm slow to trust.
Yeah.
Damn.
Okay. That's pretty thorough. Pretty good. Dakota, what's your deal?
I have no idea. I've been looking at this thing for like an hour, and I genuinely have no idea.
What's your question?
It's what about Alice do other people sometimes find annoying, but you appreciate?
Well, she's a violinist. She's a younger sibling. I'm trying to recap what we know about her. She's quiet. Maybe people think she's standoffish.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I had an idea, like it's something we do together. Like she has this, she is quiet, but she has this great enthusiasm for a few specific things that she really likes. And when that enthusiasm shines through, people are kind of put off by it. And that's why she's quiet and most of the time. And I think like that reaction is what people find annoying. Like when she gets so into, I think it could be something like, she's super into like movie facts or like music facts or something like that.
I was thinking, especially given the family dynamic, she probably has a part-time job.
Yeah.
So could work at a record store.
I like record store because I was thinking of Charlie as a music kind of kid. I think like all these kids kind of being pretentiously into music could be good.
And they're violinists.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like what she gets very enthusiastic when she talks about stuff like, she works at, I like the idea of a record store, and she gets incredibly enthusiastic when talking about specifically, honestly, like Baroque periods of music and that kind of stuff. Like she can go on and on and on about old classical music, but most people don't really give a fuck about, especially now because most people are more interested in like pop, rap, etc. But she really is a fan of like that period, that specific kind of music, and that kind of stuff lights her up, I think.
Nice. And I could see that, like, I could see people misunderstanding that as full-on pretension of, like, she only wants to talk about this, and then she shuts down.
Yeah, but yeah, and because, if that's what she does with violin, I think she can go on and get super excited about that, but that definitely could be something that turns other people off, and that's why she's quiet about it, I think.
Cool. And then what about Dakota?
Yeah, so I think Dakota and Alice have been friends for a long time. They might not have grown up together, but kind of the thing where, in elementary school, you meet a friend on the playground and you both immediately hit it off, that kind of vibe, where it's like just a random encounter over, you're looking at something, you're looking at like bugs in the field, and you both find this specific bug funny, and that's something that kind of sprouts into more of a full-on relationship. And I think Dakota and Alice, are great friends. They share everything with each other, whether it be relationship woes, whether it be trouble at home, things like that, and all of that stress. I imagine Dakota as kind of, not a bad girl, also pronouns she, her, not a bad girl, not like, Julia. She's willing to kind of bend the rules and stuff. She, sometimes Dakota and Alice would like skip town, go on little trips and things without telling anybody, that kind of stuff. But I picture her as kind of more tomboyish. So if Alice is more in the band, Dakota's more like on the field doing like track, like sports, soccer, that kind of stuff.
Love that.
Yeah. So like that kind of dynamic.
Okay,
like I don't know
sporty
anything.
kid.
I don't know anything about music, but I'm totally down to listen. Because Alice is down to listen to me rant about all the about Gotham FC, my favorite football team.
I like the Alice music, but what the hell does she know about track and field?
Cool. I feel like I have an idea of how my character relates to all these characters.
Okay, great. Now that everyone has an idea of who one another is, any more to say on Dakota?
I feel pretty good. Yeah, short hair, soccer player.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
What year are Omps in?
Like in school?
I'm thinking junior, but where does that leave Jack?
I think I'm a senior, so I'm fine with us being close in age. Like, I think I've applied for colleges. I'm trying to get scholarships right now.
Alice.
Oh, so you'll
Alice
hear
is
any day now.
16, so.
Oh, yeah, 16.
Yeah, junior.
Yeah.
Junior, sophomore.
So are you, what, 18, 17?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm 18, I think.
Okay.
Like, I just turned 18. Or I'm about to turn 18.
Dakota's same age as Alice. Same.
Yeah,
same-
I
same
think
grade.
Julia's 16.
I think
Maybe I'll
Charlie's,
be a year under then.
I think Charlie's 17, but still in the same grade, but obviously doesn't go to the same school. Okay, that all makes sense. Great. Now that everyone has an idea of who one another is, we're going to assign relationships. Note that all of our characters are friends, or at least we were at one time. Nobody should be excluded or feel shut out because they're not in the group. The game is more engaging if everybody knows each other well, even if you don't necessarily get along. Look at the 2 relationships you've been given. You'll assign each of these relationships to another character here. These relationships are usually one-sided, meaning that just because you feel that way about a person doesn't mean they necessarily feel that way back. Sometimes
got
assigning
I feel good about mine. I'm excited.
sometimes assigning each other dissonant relationships can result in more interesting characters. Who has a relationship they'd like to start with? I can go first, or you can
Okay,
go
you
first.
go.
You go first because I actually haven't really looked at it.
Okay, the 2 that I have is I know how you really feel about Alice, and then I have one that's we've never gotten along. I know how you really feel about Alice is at Dakota, because I think that Dakota is a lesbian, and I think that she's in love with Alice.
A woman who's a football player
I think you're
as
cool.
a lesbian.
I like you.
Impossible.
Like
Impossible.
I think that I'm in the like Dakota. I think that all of y'all are kind of little sibling-esque to me, you know? And so there's a like Dakota, you gotta move on type of energy. Even though like I think that Alice is straight. And then we've never gotten along. I think that's gotta be Julia. Like I think
that's
you're
fair.
a bad influence on my
And
little
that's true.
sister. Yeah.
And then I'm not trying to be semantic. I'm sorry. Does Dakota play track, soccer, or football?
Soccer.
Okay.
Could be all of them. Sometimes there's different seasons.
You could do
Yeah, 'cause
track and soccer.
Like you can do track and soccer.
I just feel like I've heard all 3, so I just wanted to get it.
Football
no,
is the
Football
Soccer-
is the
soccer,
same as
football.
soccer, actually.
soccer football.
Yeah.
And you
and,
love
like-
Baroque music?
No, isn't it Alice who loves Baroque?
Alice.
Yes, I'm just saying it's pretentious. I don't know.
That's the
Football's
whole
the same as
point.
soccer.
You have
That's
a
the
crush.
point.
Okay, so that's mine. Those are my relationships.
I have my first one is we used to be best friends, and I'm struggling to decide between Evan and I think Julia for that because Evan is a year below, and I don't know. I don't really know how much I would vibe with like.
Anish did say that Julia moved into town more recently.
Okay. so not-
Bestie!
Okay. I think it makes sense, especially because of the music connection. You know, I think that. Oh, okay. Can I say that I don't want to step on the record store thing? Can I say that I worked at the record store also when I lived there? I feel like that would be a good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think that's stepping on it.
So I think that you and I probably. Well, I don't know I'm 17 and you're 15. I feel like at that age.
If you
don't
are
have
a
much to relate
17-year-old
to.
and there's a 15-year-old working at the same record store as you,
Oh,
and
I
you're kind
wasn't
of
talking
pathetic,
about working at the record store.
Oh, I was like, you're gonna love that
Does
person.
Evan work at the record store?
Oh,
Yeah.
never mind. I got confused. I was like, that's a baby boy.
Well, because it could also be Dakota, and like we used to be
That
like
would
a
make
little
sense.
trio of people, and then I just kind of didn't.
Evan
really-
is not a baby boy. He is a man-child.
He's
Yeah, okay.
16 or something. He's 15.
And he
15.
already is a boat.
He's just a kid.
Okay, yeah. I think maybe Dakota. I'm
That
sorry,
makes
Evan.
sense.
Dakota
I think
is what?
the trio energy makes a lot of
Like
sense.
we had a trio. Yumi and Alice used to be kind of a trio, but like I think you and I stopped really getting along. Like I think maybe you and I used to be. Again, I don't want to push this narrative, but like you and I maybe used to be the closer of the two, and then you and Alice started getting closer, and I think, or maybe me and Alice, or no, maybe there was a thing that made us fall out.
What exactly is the prompt?
It's just we used to be best friends, so I guess it could have been a
Because it
trio,
could just
and then
be that
I'm
you
just not
moved
in the
away.
trio.
Yeah, I don't think there has to be anything bad that happened. It's just you.
I don't know. I
both
kind of
don't
like the
talk as
tension,
much.
though.
Maybe it's that Alice did a lot better job of keeping up with you while you moved away.
That
That's
would make
great.
sense.
So then it's not
great.
like a break. It's just like there's that.
And I feel
odd
like maybe
tension.
I just always had more of a slightly more of a connection with Alice or something.
Sure. Trios.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so then my other one is you know a secret about me that I don't want shared. I think that one would have to go to Jack, because I think the fact that we grew up all in, like I grew up in the same neighborhood as Alice.
I have written down that you are the one that is most like a younger sibling to me.
Yeah, and so of course you would know stuff about me.
Yeah. What is it?
I don't know. Maybe we'll figure it out privately. I don't want
Okay.
people to know that about me.
Well, message it to me so then I know.
Okay, I don't know the secret.
Okay, when you figure it out. I'm excited.
My two relationship things are you've always been there for me, and Alice has forgiven you for something, but I haven't.
Ooh.
I think Alice has forgiven you for something, but I haven't. I think has to go to Julia.
Yeah.
Pretty exciting. That's pretty juicy.
I need to think of what the thing is. I have a few ideas.
I mean, there's a lot of like ignoring each other.
Yeah,
That is
something
a
along
little
that
cruel.
something along that line, like some kind of obfuscating, like
Yeah.
you, like I mean, just generally being a bad influence, like maybe like y'all were doing drugs or something, had a bad
I think
trip.
that could be, yeah.
Something like that. Like I kind of blame you for that situation.
Maybe she
And-
was late to like an orchestra recital because we were off fucking around, just like
Smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea. Yeah, something like that. Like you made, like she's always very very on point about being punctual, like being like on top of her shit, and like since you like you've kind of thrown her off her game, I guess is how I see it. The other relationship thing, you've always been there for me.
Charlie, who moved away.
Honestly,
Not quite.
I feel like Jack maybe.
I think I got you into sports a little bit.
Yeah, I like the idea of like, because did you say Jack is kind of like a jock?
Jack is full jock. I think,
Jack.
and we can say that Jack also plays soccer.
Okay.
I was thinking
yeah.
football, but we can do soccer for
I like that because I like the idea of because if I've been friends with Alice for so long, there is that kind of like the whole like if there was the trio of me, Charlie, and Alice, obviously we'd be at the house a lot, as kids slash growing up to now. So I think that like aspect of like you also doing sports and those things is like like another kind of like older, like a second like older brother type vibe.
And this is not me putting it on Dakota. This is Jack and Jack's brain. I think I am an ally, and I want you to live your truest life as a sporty lesbian. And so I've been trying to like get you into sport. Like I'm like, yeah, you need someone in your corner here.
Yeah.
Cool. Who still has their ties to go over?
Me.
Sweet.
My first tie is I don't think you like me. I'm gravitating Jack Dakota. I feel like Dakota's more aware of Julia. So I will say if it's fair, Dakota. I don't think Julia and Dakota are on best terms.
That makes sense.
Or at least Julia thinks so. And my second one is I've always wanted you to be my friend. And this is to Evan. I think that you're in the grade below, but I think we still share certain classes. I just think you're funny. And I feel
Bad
like
kid humor.
there's something like there's some outlier energy that I think Julia's gravitating towards, but like I feel like you are also a magnet for bullies, potentially.
But I think Evan's the type he don't realize that they're bullying him.
And that's why I want to be your friend.
Me.
And that's why I'm like, oh dear, there's like a little bit of Alice in this person. Like I wanna
A little bit
protect.
of Alice in my life. Sorry.
Yeah. I just wanna be kind of like the guard dog for Evan.
Aw.
Me when the mean girls are asking me a bunch of questions about myself. Yay! I have friends.
Okay, was that both?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so now it's just me? Mm-hmm. My first relationship is I know you don't care about Alice as much as I do. And that one I will send to... I'll go Dakota because... No,
Everyone thinks that I say everyone. Jack thinks that Dakota's in love with Alice.
yeah. But that's a rumor I don't believe to be true.
That's true.
Okay, and then we got Charlie who moved away. I guess I'll say, Dakota, you don't care about Alice as much as I do because I can tell that being with Julia makes Alice happy and I want Julia to be happy. So I'll go for that. And then my other one is, and I want Alice to be happy. And then my other relationship is I'm protective of you. So we'll send that one to Julia, where we kind of have this like unlikely friendship and bond. Maybe we're in some like higher level education classes where you kind of don't give a fuck and you're just like naturally like smart, and that's why you can maybe kind of like slack off and shit, because I don't know, you're like maybe don't have to study for the test and like ace it. And so in these higher levels we're maybe like two of the more like socially ostracized and have kind of bonded over that.
Yeah, back of the class vibes.
Mm-hmm. Evan would be the one to take like one puff of the cig and be like, call an ambulance!
And that's funny.
I like the idea. I like that idea of Julia being kind of this punk rock, very against anti-establishment, but very smart.
The one time that Julia was at our house, I don't know how long she was there. I just smelled smoke afterwards. You don't fucking smoke in the house. I do have a reality of the world question. So we've got these intertwined relationships, the group chat. What I am imagining here is that Charlie, and I think this makes sense with you being the facilitator, like Charlie being the facilitator role. Did you make the group chat to be like, I'm back in town?
All right,
I want to hang out.
All right, let's create the group chat. Once everyone has entered their phone number, I will send out the first message to everyone with my character name. You should all respond. So this is assuming that we would be using the text messages. You should all respond to your blah, blah, blah. So I think this is the first group. This is the start of the group chat.
Yeah. So the start of the group chat is Alice is missing. Let's make a group chat to talk about it. Or is it an existing group chat is my question.
Yeah, there's an initial group text I'm going to send.
Cool. Gotcha. So we aren't sending memes to each other before Alice goes missing.
No, this is not an already used group chat. Okay, we are going to take a small break. During this break, we will take turns going into another room and recording the last voicemail we left Alice before we knew she was missing. Remember to use the prompt on your character card and work in any information about your secret that you can. When you're done, pass the phone off to someone who hasn't recorded yet. Now is also a good opportunity to grab water or run to the restroom. When you're refreshed and ready to begin the game, come back to the table so we can get started. If you return to the table early, I can use help setting up the game pieces. Obviously, we're not in person. What I want everyone to do is to record on their phone, do a voice recording, and then text it to me. So, like it said, just your last voicemail to Alice, and try to work in details about your secret that you have on your card when you're talking about it.
Go.
Okay.
So yeah, let's do that. Don't make it too long, but make that voice recording and text it to me. After recording your voicemail, you want to set up the remainder of the cards and the game timer. Do so by following the instructions below. Grab the location and suspect decks. Pull out one copy of each kind of card.
There's also, you haven't said this, but I read through the facilitator's guide, and are we going to talk about the possibility of removing one of the 10 cards?
I guess I could have said that if y'all want to.
I think that's kind of in the safety tools talk.
Yeah, you can remove the You Find Alice's Body card.
Ooh!
There's like 3 options for the resolution, so that would remove one of the resolutions.
I don't gaff.
I don't gaff either, but
That's devastating.
Let's play in the fucking space today. Let's
play in the space.
Alice is missing.
That's my little sister, dog.
That's
oh my
rough.
God.
I wanted to do this as a little sister. I was like, I feel like this will be interesting for me to inhabit my brother's brain.
Aw.
I mean, you're playing a hunter type for sure.
Yeah.
We said 2008.
Around there, yeah.
Vine was not invented yet.
No Vine
Thank
references.
God.
YouTube was barely a thing.
I was watching Smosh, or was that 2010? That might have been 2010.
That was 2010.
Okay, next, set up your laptop or television with the Alice is Missing playlist.
I'm really excited for that playlist. I think it's going to be so cool.
Who is your profile picture, Charlie?
Guess.
But
close.
Who is that?
Oh my God. Is it young Matthew Morrison?
Just a face cast for Charlie.
That's Oh gosh, that's so good.
So this is going to kind of be like executive decision, where at certain time stamps, or at certain times, each person like a thing happens on a card.
And this play is 3 hours?
90 minutes.
1.5, yeah.
Okay.
The 3 hours is supposed to be built in the setup and the debrief.
And so at each timestamp, I'm just going to send you a picture of what's revealed on the card.
Cool. And yeah, the goal is you do not keep that information to yourself. You share it.
Yes. And I have the first card, so that I'll be giving an example of what it'll look like. You'll see now you have cards with numbers on the back of them. These are your clue cards. Make sure to leave them face down. Don't worry, we'll talk about them soon. But first, we're going to establish our starting hunches. We're not going to talk about it. Point to the location cards. Okay, do you see the location cards in the picture that I sent?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
These are the location cards. They represent the places that Alice could possibly be in our game. We will discover her location by the end of the 90 minutes. Then there's the suspect cards at the top. These are the suspect cards. They represent the people we suspect had something to do with Alice's disappearance. By the end of the 90 minutes, we will discover which one of them is the culprit. You can see all 5 of each card type laid out there, or all 5 of each type of card laid out here. The rest of the deck is made up of duplicates of these cards. We're each going to choose from these cards in front of us until they are all gone. And as we do, describe what about them makes us suspicious that they might be involved in Alice's disappearance. You can use the appropriate spaces on your character record to take down notes if you wish. Does anyone have a person or place that jumps out at them?
Creeper!
Creeper
State park.
sticks out to you. Okay.
You said State Park?
Yeah. Or the old
Well,
barn.
I heard Creeper first.
With the
Yeah.
candlestick. Oh, we can only do one card?
Because we're doing
One at a time.
Oh, gotcha.
So
I don't
basically, we're each going to choose from the cards in front of us until they're all gone. And as we do, describe what about them makes us suspicious they might be involved in Alice's disappearance.
Love it.
So
Okay,
you,
so
Tori, have said, like, the
describe
Creeper.
first.
What about this Creeper, this CJ Wallace, makes
Verbally?
you...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, clearly, CJ Waldes does not respect Alice's honor or is interested in her personality or interests. He is seen skulking around the locker rooms and sends messages via AIM and AOL that I find quite ungentlemanly, and I just think he is a bad guy.
Cool.
So how would you feel this is tied into Alice specifically?
Because he's a freak and a creeper, and I think maybe he would make an advance on Alice. And, I'm not one of those guys who, if I get, rejected, that I freak out. But, he seems like he would really take it quite seriously. So I think maybe Alice said no, and then he lashed out.
Okay, cool. So we're taking that out. Anything else? Margot, you said which one?
Callisto River State Park.
All right. What about that is suspicious, and what ties it to Alice's disappearance?
Suspicious to me because Alice and I would go there a lot. To hiking, all of those things, beautiful views, swim in the lake type vibe. Alice and I would meet there a lot to just explore the park, and often would wait for each other and just meet up. And maybe someone knows that that's a frequent hangout of ours.
What was suspicious about it, though?
Maybe she went there for a solo hike. She's also been known to go there for solo hikes.
Yeah.
So that could be related to the disappearance, but what makes it a suspicious place?
Easy to grab off a trail.
Easy to grab. Yeah,
Okay.
not a lot of
Have people
go
gone
out
missing there before?
I feel like maybe people have gone missing there before.
Also, you could push somebody off the waterfall.
That's true. I'm drawn to David Nelson, the popular kid.
Okay.
I think I know him. I think he's on the soccer team with me, and he's bad news. And he made a weird comment to me about how he saw Alice smoking cigarettes recently, and he didn't know that she was chill like that. And then I punched him.
Ooh.
Because he's getting ideas about my little sister. I don't like that. He's also an older, he's my year.
Okay. So specifically related to Alice because of that, and then just suspicious because he's...
I know that he does not respect women.
Gotcha.
And I could see him trying to get her to go to a party and do self-destructive behaviors that
Cool.
are not in her wheelhouse.
Awesome. Anything else? So those three, who hasn't done one? Anish?
And
me.
you.
I'll say the lighthouse. because it's close to my house, and Alice and I hang out there a lot, and I've always told her to be careful around the cliffs. We've snuck into the lighthouse before, and there's just a couple digs we have around there. Yeah, I think that's it.
Sorry, wait. I meant, what did you say about it is suspicious and related to her?
It's suspicious because it's near my house, so it could be a logical place where somebody could be. And also, there's maybe a lighthouse watchman who everybody says is like a fucking serial killer. You know, that's just like the weird guy in the lighthouse.
And it's related to her how, you said? I'm sorry.
Because we hang out there a bunch.
Yeah. Okay.
Make out peak.
I'm being called to by Bria Brown, the bully.
Yeah.
Who I feel like, and we said that, I mean, we can say this, we're not comfortable with this necessarily, but I think that she might be sort of homophobic in some way.
Cool.
And like I'm seeing the art here is, it's loser on a locker, reminding me of Bottoms, where they write faggot number 1 and faggot number 2 on their lockers. So I think that like this person has bullied many people for being gay, like just generally is maybe on some sports team, maybe with you, Dakota, or not Dakota, it's Dakota, right? Yeah, with Dakota.
Yeah, Dakota.
But I mean that maybe it's a closeted thing, who knows? But specifically, I think that Alice has expressed like fear or distaste for this person, but this person has kind of generally bullied Alice for this before.
Yeah.
Can Bria be like kind of we don't have any preps.
Sure.
Could she be like
That's
lip
great.
gloss?
I love that
yeah.
idea. Yeah. Yeah.
Are we back to the top? I'm feeling called to the train station. I think that Alice and I have talked a lot about how just things suck right now, and we're really excited to both get out of this town and go to college. And she's made comments about how like she just wants to get on a train and go.
Ooh, I like that.
And wait, did you say why it's suspicious? Sorry.
I'm saying it's the potential that she ran away. Like it's suspicious, and that she could have. Like I know that was a thought in her brain.
Mm-hmm. And it would definitely be the place to do it.
Yeah.
I'll go for Mr. Halvert, and I'm going to say that maybe he seems extra harsh on Alice or something. Like I'm trying to think of a teacher would possibly murder or kidnap a student. Like that's got to be pretty severe.
I feel like that
Secret crush.
implies that implies an inappropriate relationship for sure.
Well, we already have a creeper, and so I'm trying to come up with something different.
I think it's
Maybe let's go financial. Maybe the history teacher is somehow involved with the parents. And so the motive could be like kidnap the daughter for ransom type thing. But a history teacher is not going to have a lot of money.
That's why
We
they
could go record store. Like a history teacher would also maybe work part-time at the record store, and maybe she broke like an important historical, because she's into Baroque and shit. Hold on, it's coming together. She's into old classical music, and here's this historian type whatever. And I'm gonna go, maybe she recently dropped like a shipment of antique fucking records or something like that, and he really blew up at her. Just kind of a bummer, because Mr. Halvert, you could see the kids calling him Mr. Pervert, but I digress.
And they probably do.
Yeah. Why not?
I'm feeling because it's down to the old bar and the Dripping Dagger nightclub and Ryan Goggins, right?
Walton Goggins.
Walton Goggins.
What?
I was.
They have Ryan Goggins. Okay.
Yeah. No.
Oh, it's Groggins.
Groggins. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna go with Ryan Groggins.
Oh, you were? Okay, cool.
No, I'll go Ryan Groggins because I'm interested in describing a person. I feel like, we've been friends long enough that I know about her past relationships, and I remember that Ryan was kind of not a great guy. Like, I don't think he necessarily maybe he still goes to the same school. Yeah, I'd say he still goes to the same school, but they're on bad terms. I think he potentially was kind of, not, I don't want to go in the same vein as David Nelson in terms of like popular kid, but I feel like Ryan kind of gives me the vibes I think kind of like loner type, the kind of guy who seems fine, but like maybe a little dangerous on the outside. But once you get to know him, he's very obsessive. And I think that like obsession and jealousy, part of the reason why they broke up. And I think if he found out that she had, potentially like a new girlfriend, a new relationship, he would be very jealous, potentially violently.
Can I add to it?
Yeah, sure.
What if he already graduated but keeps hanging around the school?
That's great. Because I was like, I feel like he shouldn't still be at the school, but I didn't want him to like have gone to another place. I think that's a really good direction to take it. I like that.
That's good.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, cool.
So that leaves there are two
Old
left.
Barn.
Yeah, I'm drawn to the Dripping Dagger nightclub. Like, to me, it's since we've already established like queerness being a big part of it. To me, that could be like a local queer gay club.
Yeah, that's great.
Kind of like she shouldn't necessarily be there, but she's been going.
Yeah.
And
just like Glee.
Exactly. Literally, I was picturing Glee. It's possible that maybe Julia has been sort of like also going, like they've been going together maybe, or like whatever. But I do think that does bring an inherent level of suspiciousness just because they're too young to be there. So yeah, that's what I'm drawn to.
I also, another thing that could be suspicious about that, someone could have seen them.
Oh yeah.
Like there's, yeah.
Because it's a small town. It's a small town.
Yeah.
And the old barn. I mean, what's jumping out at me is like, it's fucking teenagers. It's sort of the delinquent hotbed.
A hookup spot or a hangout spot?
Hookup spot, graffiti everywhere.
Yeah.
But recently, it is like pretty much quarantined. Like pretty much the police have been really on the teenagers' asses about this particular spot, so it's pretty well patrolled. But the police seem very incredibly adamant about keeping that spot safe, and it's more than usual. Usually there's like an officer, kind of protecting a place. Multiple.
Something's going on there.
There's just constant police presence there, and it's just it's interesting, to say the least.
Have y'all hooked up there before?
Yes.
Cool.
Are you guys mad at me for something?
Wait.
Because I risked my job so that you could have some fun.
I don't know what you're...
That's Octavia Spencer and Ma.
Oh. Something we've all seen.
Oh, it's Octavia Spencer and Ma.
Oh, shit.
Are you doing Octavia Spencer and Ma?
Oh,
Is
shit.
that yes, the Octavia Spencer and Ma.
I was just thinking about Octavia
Ma?
Spencer and Ma the other day.
The Ma, the horror movie?
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
Octavia... Sorry.
There's
Is there
like
anything
a place
else?
at the...
Wait, that's the one Octavia Spencer.
Is there anything else that we need to prep before we go? Because we started recording at 10:30 a.m. It is 1:30.
And we're pretty much done, though, so let me read the last part.
Cool.
Finally, let's talk about your clue cards. They move the plot along and are the main mechanic in the game, so it's really important to understand how they work. You'll see I have a timer set up. It's going to count down from 90 minutes to 0. The clue cards should remain face down until the timer hits the number on the clue card. Let's do an example to see how clue cards work. Say I have the 80-minute card. When the timer hits 80, I'll flip this over and read it to myself. So, for example, it's gonna be flipped up, and it's gonna say "Reveal a suspect" card. This person just posted something suspicious involving Alice to their social media account. What did they post, and why does it not sit right with you? So you're gonna flip up a suspect card, which I'll also send, and then it'll be like, oh, Walton Goggins posted a picture with Alice, and that's really weird because she's been missing for a couple days, and also they're exes or something.
They're only the suspects that we know about, right?
Yes,
so we're like
it's
applying
just that it's all
to
5
the
of those
suspect
people
cards.
that we have
Cool.
interacted with. Name the suspect it reveals. I'll now use the suspect to answer this. So I'll take a minute to process the information and generate an answer to the question in the blue box. then I'll find a way to organically communicate this information in character to the group chat. So, like, for example, I might send a message to the group chat, oh my god, did you just see the post that X person made? And then we all start talking about it. Oh my god, literally the card that they drew for the example one was the one I was just talking about, and they used Ryan Groggins. So, okay, shuffle the suspect card back in the deck. Location cards work the same way. You'll reveal the location and use it as the inspiration for your prompt, your clue card. Once you've done this, leave the suspect or location card near the deck. Don't take it back to your seat with you. That doesn't matter to you. I'll just keep it. At some point in the session, and this is critical to the way the game plays out, one of you will get a clue card that tells you to shuffle the face-up suspect or location cards on the table and reveal one. What's up?
I had a question about so in terms of suspects, is there if we pull a card, is there something that could be revealed? Like, how do our secrets and like the voicemails, like how do those?
We're supposed to just work them into conversation. The goal is not to keep your secret. It is for your secret to be revealed to at least one other person.
So, like, if something comes up that's relevant to your secret, you might be able to say that in a conversation.
Again, kind of like the murder mystery party of like...
Yeah, it's very like the murder
where's
mystery
the
party.
juice if the secrets aren't being revealed?
But I do, like, when does voicemails come into play?
That's
At the
end.
very
Yeah.
end.
That has nothing to do with anything.
All right.
At the very end, we listen to them all to see where we started. And then we talk about it.
I'm excited to hear your voicemail, Tori.
One of the clue cards will also tell you to give the 10-minute card to someone here. Follow those instructions, and you can always send me a message, etc. So one person's going to read the 10-minute. I didn't deal it to anyone because that's the last
10-minute
one.
is the outcomes one of
Yeah.
what we find at the big solution. Yeah.
Using the clue, suspect, and location cards is the most mechanically intricate part of the game. So are there any questions before we continue?
You're going to be just sending us stuff, and then we incorporate
Yeah,
it.
what I'm gonna send you each time is I'm gonna send you a picture of the clue card flipped up, next to it a suspect or location.
Most of this happens in the group chat. When are we...
We can at any moment go into private chats with each other. That's why we have the separate
If you have like a
chats.
specific question for someone.
in character?
Yeah, all in character in the chat channels.
But, okay, none of us are suspects, right?
No.
That was
But it can
But
be
it-
like,
but in the
why
same-
did you say that?
In the same way that like if you're texting in a group chat in real life, you might have you might also be texting
Sidebar.
someone else privately.
I only do that when I have something mean to say.
Exactly. If you
I
have
can do
something
that.
mean to say, that's
All right.
valid.
two quick questions I had too is one, is there any reason not to work with each other?
No.
No.
We're trying to work
We're
with
all
each
trying
other.
to figure out where else.
You are trying
we
to
are
have
in
your
character.
secrets known, but you
So
are in
there's
character.
some characters who you don't get along with, like
Yeah.
you
Yep.
and Julia have
Yeah,
some.
Yup.
we're all trying to find out who did this. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then the second one is there is in terms of finding out who the suspect is, where it happens. That's not something like there's like no way we can get that wrong. We like do figure that out.
Yeah,
just
that
through
is by
course
the
of-
cards. At the end, it's like you get to a location, and then the 10-minute card is either like you find her dead body at that location or other things happen at that location.
There's no chance she's alive?
There are chances that she's alive. You
Hey.
can remove the card that says that she's dead, so that
All right.
you only find her alive.
Okay. Cool. So it's less like the elements are not like we are uncovering the mystery like through deduction. It's more
It's
like we draw
almost
the
like
cards.
Mysterium. We're discovering what points to each person in each place, and then at the end we'll know which is correct. That's what it seems like to me.
Are there
Cool,
points?
No.
Nope.
It's just narrative.
You can't win.
I
Okay.
win when we find Alice.
I'm hopefully, we don't know. I'm really worried.
I
worried.
win.
Is there an
by being
option
able
where
to
you just
spend
never
time with my
know?
friends.
No, but there is an option where she's dead. So
Okay.
I mean, maybe there's an option. I
don't
don't know
know.
what
I
I don't know
haven't
what the
looked through them
results
all.
are. It could be like she's.
it could be like you
would
find
never
her
know.
sweatshirt, or you
That'd
find
be
a
awful.
note that
You
says
find a
I'm
ticket.
gone.
You find a ticket that says she's left for the train station.
Yeah.
A note fell out.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we feel like, Emma, you want to break? Should we just make it like a 20 people make food and then we lock in for the hour 30?
There's still more?
I have to read more.
Oh,
Okay.
shit. All right.
Sorry.
Yay!
I will be quick. Okay.
Could y'all hear that through my mic too? The laugh?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
The last deck we're going to talk about are the searching cards. Sometimes your clue will tell you to go to your clue card will tell you to go to a specific location to do or find something. If it does, you should do that. But if you want to go somewhere on your own without a card prompting you to do it, you may travel there and draw a searching card. The contents of these cards can really impact the game, so only use them if you feel stuck. Like, you'll get there and there's nothing for you to do or find without making something up. So that's where these cards come in. At any time, you may inform the group that you're heading to a location and draw from the searching deck to see what you find there. As a reminder, use these opportunities sparingly when things slow down or you want to throw a wrench in the plot. Literally, okay, so this is just, we haven't drawn a clue card that is giving us a plot event, but like if we're chatting and it's like, fuck, I want to go to the train station and
see
figure
what I can find.
You can go there and then I'll draw a card for you and that will tell you what you find there.
So we should just say that.
Yeah,
like,
just say that in the group. It's like if you say in the group, oh, I'm going to go to this place.
And check this out. You'll
Yeah,
send a...
then
Cool.
Lastly, we're going to go over the game guide, which will sit here at the table in case you ever need to refer to it. Some of these things have already gone over, but they're on here as a friendly reminder if you forget during the game. This is just information, and I'll send all of this to the group. Today is Saturday, the first day of winter break. Everybody except for Charlie starts the game knowing Alice was last seen on Wednesday, 3 days ago. Players may use parentheses, like this, in parentheses, to communicate anything out of character during the game. If somebody says something you want removed from the game, you can reply with an X, in parentheses, or in parentheses, X:content to signify that it has been X-carded. It is okay to have moments where nothing happens. Silence can and will occur during the game. When the group chat goes quiet, consider initiating private conversations with other characters. Two characters can never be in the same place at once. If they would be, create a reason in the narrative for them to never meet. It's okay if it takes you several minutes to answer your clue card. Try to share it before the next clue card is turned over. If you can't, just convey it at the next opportune moment. Make sure you tell everyone the information from your clue card. The answer to your clue card question will determine how the game's narrative evolves. After these 90 minutes, we'll be leaving our characters behind forever. Because of this, you'll want to find a way to reveal your secret to at least one other person, if not to the whole group, by the end of the game. You should investigate and speculate based on the clues you receive, but you will not find the information that actually leads you to Alice until you hit a certain clue card trigger. You won't find Alice's cell phone or car unless you draw a card stating you found it. Leave the suspect and location cards you reveal face up by their respective decks. If for any reason your character is hurt or killed and can't text for the rest of the game, you can give anyone heading to your location information about what state they find you in using a direct private message.
Dope.
If this
Dope.
comes
You
up
can die?
Dope.
If this comes
Dope.
up in play, the card
I'm
that
so
triggered it
excited.
will tell you what to do. When the timer hits 0, players may write one last in-character message before the game ends.
Beautiful.
Fuck!
I'm so excited.
Is dying like a clue card?
Yeah, I think it's like if you go to a place, you could possibly get a clue card that's like you get hit on the head.
Go to the dagger, the dripping dagger.
I have sent this in important,
I'm so excited.
that list of things.
Oh my God.
I know that's a lot of information at once, but the game guide will stay on the table for reference at all times, and if you have any questions or confusion, you can always text me out of character. Remember, you can use parentheses. We are just ready to start. I'll flip my 90-minute clue card as soon as the timer begins, which will have me send the first group message of the game. You'll have a few minutes before you get that text from me, so feel free to find a space in the room to relax, review your character record, and mentally prepare. You might also want to think about what relationships you're most interested in exploring during the game and who you might want to send your first private message to once play begins.
So we just jump into it?
Yeah. I'm so excited.
Okay. Whew.
So I'm going to send the first message in the group. So when the time starts, don't send anything until I've sent something. And it might take me a couple minutes, so just live in it, figure your shit out. I'm really sorry about the sirens. Okay, here we go. You may send one last in-character text message, and then I'll do the debrief card. Take a few moments to sit with each other, then give this card to the player who Okay, that's me. How do we feel? Is everyone okay?
Curious about the ending.
Are there any loose ends in the narrative that we need to tie up?
Yes.
Well, the last text that I sent was a direct message to Julia that said, "Tell them I'm almost there." And then, do you want to fill in what the fuck is happening? Because I just got "I'm sorry" back.
From Julia?
Yeah. Did they die?
Well, I guess at this point, Margot, we have any loose ends in the narrative that need to be tied up.
Yeah, what happened?
Is that up to me, or do I just read what was on the card?
I mean...
Read what was on the card
What happened?
first. Yeah, what happened?
Okay. So what happened was I found Alice unconscious, and like I had to pull face-up suspect card, which was David, and then at 8 minutes I was supposed to draw another suspect card, and that person is also responsible. They find me. I warn everybody. And then at 2 minutes, I was captured and can't text anymore. So...
But the ambulance got there and police got there. So is it up to us what happens?
But, yeah, my question is, like, I got captured and, like, couldn't text, so that's why I didn't send, like, a final text message.
Yeah.
So I'm, like, in the crowd of people, like, did Mr. Halvert and David, like, somehow capture, like, kill / knock me unconscious and take us both away?
I mean, I feel that's the implication.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say, if we had an ambulance and I don't know. I don't know if they'd get away, but I think that they would be hurt a lot worse. I don't know.
Can't we have a happy ending? We know who it was. They're on a lookout for them. We got the van description.
Yeah, we're calling everybody.
Yeah.
I guess that is up to us. I don't know.
Dakota may never run again, but...
That's true. Dakota got stabbed in the leg. What were you thinking, Anish? Because you were at the scene. I don't know. To me, the culmination feels like police are there, ambulance is there. I don't know if everybody is alive, but like...
I think the final thing Julia said was, "I'm sorry."
Yeah.
The thing I imagined was I finally got to the club with a loaded gun that I got from the train station.
And did you kill the culprits?
Cool. Oh.
I think I did.
Then I'm slay with that. Because I think Dakota and Alice were alive at the end. They were just captured.
Yeah.
I mean, if you killed them, then...
That makes sense to me. Oh, Julia.
Protecting your lover. There, you probably could argue self-defense, and you're a minor, so you'll be tried as a minor, so there's still hope.
There's still hope. Do we listen to the voicemails now? I feel like we're supposed to do that early
Yay.
on.
Are you sure? I mean, I feel
In
like...
the discussion, I thought it was right at the end of the game. Thought that was like the final thing to do. Well, I could be wrong. They will be played aloud at the end of the game. It's just what it says.
It doesn't say whether it's debrief, because it says when it hits 0...
I think we should listen to them before we do the full debrief, because that gives us more context.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I'll play it.
Hey, Alice. I'm super excited to come home and see you. I'm on my way back
from winter break. Finals went okay. I just I was hoping to stop by the record store and see some of the old coworkers, but a lot of them have been saying that you really have, I knew you weren't going as much, but I don't know. I'm worried about. I'm worried about. I hope you're doing okay. And I hope all that's going okay. And I know it kind of sucked. Mr. Halbert was kind of really fucking weird. But anyway, I'm so excited to see you. God knows I've got a lot to tell you. So yeah, just give me a call back when you get the chance.
Hey, A. I'm excited to see Twilight together. Always thought I'd be a vampire. I know the movie's kind of romantic, and I know you said this wasn't going to be a date, so don't worry. I'm not one of those guys who freaks out when I get friend zoned. And I'm not a vampire, so, it's all good. No blood, just popcorn for me. Oh, and, I have that thing you asked me to keep. Do you want it back anytime soon? Otherwise, I will guard it with my life. Okay, well, call me back. I can't wait to see the movie. All right, bye.
Icon.
Good lord.
Alice, can you call me back when you get a chance? I don't like how we left things. I'm sorry. I know that it's not my business. You're allowed to hang out with who you want to, and I trust you to make good decisions. It's just, I'm scared about not being here pretty soon. And I feel like you've worked so hard to get yourself in a good position to, be ready to go into the world, and I don't want to see all of that get thrown away. But again, I'm getting into it again. No, it's really fine. Just call me when you get. I know I might not be the person you want to talk to about this, so if you'd prefer, just talk to Dakota, talk to somebody. We don't have to discuss it again. Just call me.
Alice, it's Jules. Please call back as soon as you can. I'm kind of freaking out right now. I don't want to scare you, but I just got a text message from a number I don't recognize. It's not even our own area code. It's right now. There's just a bunch of photos of us on the bench. And they have a lot of. They just have a lot of photos. I'm kind of freaking out. Fuck, where's my fucking lighter? I know we didn't leave on the best of terms, but please call me back, okay? I think we should talk, okay? Okay, call me back.
Hey, Alice. Sorry to call again. It's just been 3 days, and no one's seen you, so I didn't see the harm in reaching out. I know you probably don't want to talk to me right now, and that's fine. I just need to know you're okay. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have. I didn't want to tell you like that. I just want to be your friend. I want you to be okay. And I didn't know how to tell you how I felt, and
I fucked it up. Okay? And I admit, when we went out, I don't know. It just was like we stuck out to go just get late night food, listen to some music out in the out of the farm several times, and it shouldn't have been any different. And sorry. I just want you to be okay. So, please, if you're hearing this, just call me, okay? I just want to know you're fine. You're safe. Love you.
And there we have it.
Christ.
This is a crazy
Oh.
game.
Holy shit. What the fuck?
Holy fuck.
As we exit this, we've talked about loose ends in the narrative we need to tie up, which we can continue to talk about. I don't know, but another question that it has is, what is something from your character you'd like to carry with you, and what is something from your character you'd like to leave behind?
I've got it.
Mm-hmm.
I will take with me that when Evan learned that Alice got the scholarship or the residency over him, he was still happy for her. And I would like to leave behind, it was in my character motive, crack a joke, distract from the chaos,
That's
do
so
everything
good.
you can to bear your true fear. So I know it probably was annoying at times, but I was trying to follow my character description. Even
I
though
was
Oh,
not-
it wasn't
To be
annoying.
clear, I was not annoyed at you, Tori.
Okay.
Jack was annoyed at Evan.
At Evan, yeah.
So
Yeah.
I could kind of feel that too. And I have like Ajita from, and this is like more of the mechanics of the game, but just feeling like things are happening and you can't really do anything about it.
Yeah.
As we just-
We'll talk about that.
Which, yeah.
As we exit from play, I'm going to like leave that feeling of like, oh, I'm irritated because I can't do anything.
So true.
What, Ajita?
Ajita's like,
Like agitation.
yeah.
That's what I thought. I just never heard it.
Others?
Oh, boy.
I am not an older sibling. I think that the sense of responsibility, like of actually like, oh, I'm supposed to be the one who's taking care of this person and I've failed in a way. I think the understanding of it was interesting to me and I'm glad to do it. I'm happy not having that though. That's stressful for y'all older siblings, damn.
Not my business.
You have younger siblings.
Yeah, but
I know that's your business. I know you cry every year watching Over the Garden Wall.
Girl, don't even...
There was a righteousness about Julia that I liked.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to carry that forward, not being passive. But there was also a reactivity to things I couldn't control that I would like to let go. Because like sometimes things are not your fault. And to get in a cycle of thinking it's your fault, it's just not helpful.
See, you say that, and my brain is like, sometimes things are your fault.
They are sometimes,
Like,
but
damn.
I think for me, the thing I'll take from Dakota, I think her bravery, maybe. Like, her goal was to make sure that, I mean, obviously that Alice is okay, but the big motive was anytime something controversial or negative is brought up about Alice, leap to her defense unconditionally. Although that wasn't really ever an aspect of something that happened. Like, I
We
think
were
there was
all
only
on
once.
the...
Yeah,
we love that.
everyone was on the pro Alice train. So I think I kind of changed that to be like, you know, like anytime like something like negative could have happened, it's just like kind of throwing herself in the way to like help Alice. And then I think in the things I'll leave behind, I guess kind of her impulsivity / her initial like leaps to feeling about people. Like, you know, at first she wasn't the biggest fan of Julia, and like thought Julia was kind of a bad influence, but then throughout the course of the game, like Julia and Dakota had a very special bond and a lot of messages, and also Jack. I think it was like the idea of like opening up and just like sharing feelings rather than bottling them up. You know, because that's kind of what led to the problem with Alice in the first place.
Oh, that's one thing I would take from Jack too. There's the energy of being a chill straight dude. That's pretty enjoyable. Of y'all being like, oh,
That's
she was
good.
kissing someone, and being like, why does that matter? Love is love. I see no difference.
I'm an ally.
Why are we talking about this? My sister is missing.
Yeah.
Wait, there was one point where you said like she wasn't a lesbian or something. Was that you not knowing, or was that?
That was me
like-
not knowing. I didn't know she was a lesbian.
That's funny.
He didn't know, and I did
I had
not
no
tell
idea.
her.
I love
That
I
was-
love
knew
Charlie's.
Dakota. I knew Dakota was a lesbian, but I didn't know that Alice.
I
was.
love Charlie's lol. Like,
Yeah, I was
the
because
lol reaction to that.
I was like, there was a later part when I was talking about what the pictures were because Julia had told me about those, and I was like, do I out Alice here? Like I
I don't
Yeah,
think
I was
anybody
wondering.
ever explicitly told me that.
Yeah, and then
I said
Me
pictures
neither.
of the
I didn't
two
know.
of them.
I don't think.
yeah,
we
because
know.
Evan, your reaction was like, no one would say that or something. I can't remember what you said.
Yeah.
I think I was like, well, that's why she's projecting.
Oh, yeah, that's what you said.
I struggled a little bit with Charlie simply because this game certainly was, I think, is more optimized for in-person play because I was kind of scrambling at times, especially y'all would not stop going to fucking locations and
I'm
doing
running
the
there.
searching
We're
deck.
not
It does
supposed to
say
do
to
that.
do limited.
It
I
says
had
don't do
one
that.
left. I had one
I didn't
left.
do that ever.
That was me.
Wow.
It worked out fine, but at the one point I was just like, because I would be sending
What is
someone a searching
with the
deck card, and then
angel?
immediately after their clue card. But anyway, like my motivation was stuff about like I think I was very much searching for blame. I think what I would take from Charlie was the sort of aspect of checking in and the aspect of like assessing and trying to gather information. I mean, that is the nature of the game, but also just being able to like, I feel like like on being feeling like I was on the outside, there were a lot of times where I felt especially helpless because I was like, I don't even know her that recently. So like, I really was relying on everyone else to give me that information. And through that, I had to like go based on our individual connections. What I wouldn't take, I would say, is how spread thin that made me feel.
Yeah.
Where like it really felt like I was going back and forth and just confusing myself a lot of the time. And it, there were parts also where I accidentally caught glimpses of stuff on what the card said that I don't think I was supposed to.
Yeah.
It was kind of inevitable, especially with the fact that like on that last card at 8 minutes, I had to draw another card for you. And then I wish I hadn't seen the 2 minute thing because that's crazy. But anyway, that's where I would leave it. How do we feel? Still, I'll go back to that one. How we feeling?
Good.
Rattled.
I really like this.
Yeah, this
Cool
was
game design.
This is an incredible game.
Awesome.
I am shaken up.
Same.
And this is kind of transitioning into our game.
We heard from everybody else, but I'm curious what Tori is feeling right now.
I hate to be the Scrooge, y'all.
Yeah.
You're like, cringe!
Is it time for the game discussion? What were you about to say?
We're in game discussion.
We're in it.
Before you, Scrooge, can I say what my motive was? Because I don't think I.
Oh yeah,
said that.
should we reveal them?
Yeah.
I think some people already
Yes.
did. I didn't remember what my motive was, but it was what I do, so it's fine. My motive was ask questions, lots of them, collect the details, push for answers, and find the
You were
truth.
doing that.
That
Alice
was
is
happening
counting
double.
on you. I think I read that and I was like, I don't need to worry about that.
I felt the same way about mine, where it was like,
Yeah, it's like, oh great, I'm built for this.
I feel like each of our characters were kind of perfect for the way we
Yeah,
are
it was awesome.
in the group dynamic.
My motive was you fear the worst for Alice, jump to conclusions, make conspiracy theories, and blame yourself for her
Literally.
disappearance.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
I might have blamed everybody.
did we ever figure out where Ryan was and what was up with the $10,000? No. All right.
I think there might just be like sometimes other shit is also happening.
Yeah, but Ryan feels very coincidental.
Right.
Also, I will say I fucked up. I did fuck up on the last part where I was supposed to draw the location card. It was not supposed to be at the club.
Oh.
The club.
Yeah, I was
It's
supposed
supposed to
to.
be.
It was supposed to be at the lighthouse.
Oh, LOL.
I think
Because
it worked
that's-
at the club. That last scene was fine.
It was kind of fun because the thing was whoever was going there, you give the card to. So it was nice that someone was already there. You know, just like, oh, that's terrifying. I just got a text that she's in this location and I know that you are there hiding.
At the,
You have to come out of hiding. Like,
At
you have
the-
to find her.
Yeah, no,
club?
because like
Club, yeah.
No, but you were going to the club because you knew that Alice was at the
No,
club.
Dakota was
Oh.
hiding in the club because she ran away from someone and she was hiding
Yeah.
in the
Oh,
club
I thought you were
bathroom.
hiding at the forest.
No, it was
Oh.
I was hiding in the
Both.
club bathroom.
yeah.
It was
Oh.
both. Forest,
Dakota-
van, bathroom,
yeah.
club.
Dakota went through it.
That's crazy. That is perfect then.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we've said a couple good things. Let's
Because
Scrooge
that
it.
was, for me, it was like, if someone wasn't already in the location, I would have just said, she texted me, I am heading there.
Yeah.
But that added like a fun level.
Because part of the rules are we cannot be at the same location at the same time.
Yeah.
Yep. We don't know that though. Our characters don't know that.
Yeah. So there's a lot of like,
what?
I'm trying. That's why, like, that was crazy because I didn't know if I was allowed to go one place. Because Anisha
Yeah.
private messaged me, come pick me up. I'm scared. And I had to be like, what is the reason that I can't go pick her up?
Yeah.
And it was, I don't have my car. I can't get to you. Like,
Yeah.
what can you
Yeah, I
do?
remember.
I like that it creates those circumstances with those limits.
But that shit was terrifying. I was like, Anisha's about to die. And I'm
Yeah,
not
no, when-
allowed to try to help.
When I drew the card, this is the culprit. He is going to try to capture you, like, you know, because literally what happened was when I went to the park, I found the van and then I drew the card and was like, this is the culprit. This person finds where you are and tries to break down the door or get you while you're alone. And then at 15 minutes, flip a coin. On heads, you escape or get them to leave without harm. On tails, you get away, but not without a fight. And so that's why I got stabbed, because I flipped tails.
Oh
And
my
then I was like,
god.
oh, I'm just going to run to the thing. And then Jess was like, yeah, I get you find Alice unconscious. I was like, oh,
Holy
fuck.
shit.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
so
Scrooge it
stressful.
up. Scrooge it up. It's
Yep.
fine.
So something about it being over text and hearing things like he's coming, and like knowing you're also, it was just hard for me to really get into the submersion of it. The most
Yeah, why are you texting
similar
while you're
yeah,
running?
you know, the most
There
similar
were parts that
experience
was
I
weird,
can
like I'm
compare it
carrying her out.
to
Yeah.
is like when you have somebody who's like Munchausen or whatever, or like has to lie to get attention, and they'll trick these people that they're like, oh my god, I'm this, and so it kind of felt like, I don't know. And so I know that's just me like not turning off my like left brain and fully investing with my right brain, but something about the text message nature of it, I disengaged a little. And then because we also had these rules where it's like one person can be at the location at one time, it felt very like, I don't really know what to do. All we can really do is be like, what? Question mark, what? And I'm feeling kind of jealous because you just had the Bridget Bagsworthy where you had like a huge ending culmination and did everything. And now you've got this one. So I'm feeling a little jealous of your nachos.
I like that radical honesty.
I think that I had a similar, I don't know, I had a similar hesitance to immerse myself, but I think that it kind of faded as I was getting so many different private messages where I was like, oh, it feels like it feels like shit is happening, but then also it feels like, I don't know, I guess the purpose, like it did feel like the helplessness was part of the purpose of it, and also like, my perspective is also very different though, because I was kind of, I was seeing a lot of
You
the
had to
plans
do a
and
lot.
stuff,
Yes.
so I don't know. It
Understandable.
doesn't feel as genuine there, so I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's also kind of hard to balance in terms of, like, you know, because obviously it's based on cards, so like whatever cards you draw is like what you get. So it's like hard, you know, to your point, Tori, if like one person is getting several cards that are like, this is the culprit, you are getting captured, all of this stuff, like, and like someone else isn't necessarily like pulling cards that are this in the same way. I feel like it's hard to balance that due to the random nature of it as well. Like, because theoretically, couldn't you like find the suspect card, like culprit card, like immediately?
No, because they're time based.
that
separate
card
cards.
specific.
Yeah, your card was the 30. So like it is supposed to be like evenly distributed in terms of like
we all discover the same amount of information, except that some of us
I didn't ever say I'm searching.
were
I don't think you did.
we didn't.
either.
Yeah, we weren't searching.
And actually, I tried. I was like, "Can I go search for Mr. Halvert?" And like, that's not a thing. You can search a place. You can't.
Yeah, I
like,
think
go
you can
talk to a
search the
person.
specific suspects and stuff.
Yeah, because that made it more complicated. Because I think the one that would have been was like drips of blood in the snow, and it's like, well, if you find drips of blood in the snow
In a place that is not
near
one of
Mr.
the
Halpert,
possible
and also like, are you
places.
going to say some? I don't know. It gets more complicated.
Yeah.
It did feel very, like, at times it felt melodramatic, where it was like, and I
Yes.
found a loaded gun over here, and I found $10,000, which is why I think you're not supposed to do that many.
Yeah,
It's like, how many things can we
which
find?
is very like, I guess, Twin Peaks and shit, where it's like, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I think
I'll
that's
be
interesting too, because they say that it's like you shouldn't be searching until there is nothing left to do. And for me, it felt like there was a lot to discuss all the time, even if there wasn't anything that I personally was like doing. The doing was the talking.
Yeah.
And it got to the last like 5 minutes, and my eyes kind of glaze over because it's like, there's nothing we can do.
My eyes were not glazed over.
My eyes were not.
I was, yeah.
I
Shit
think
was
there's
happening.
something. I think there's something about, for me, it did feel shitty not being able to participate in the end. But I think the fact that the game is about witnessing or like hearing through the grapevine all these things that are happening, like I think the helplessness is an ingrained design aspect, considering I think the way it's assigned, the best friend always does Dakota always get the final?
I think it's whoever goes to the location.
It's
yeah?
whoever. That happened
Oh,
because she was
interesting.
already there.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, it probably would have been me because I got the text
But
of where she was, and I would have just headed there immediately.
But I think the fact that it's randomized and also the fact that it can only be one person, I think the helplessness is designed. And I think feeling a negative thing in that aspect wasn't a bad thing as a player for me. Like, it's annoying,
Maybe it's a perk.
but as a character, but like, yeah, I just thought it only contributed to my anger in character.
I also, one of my favorite, this is something I would be interested in, just like tiny snippets, favorite one-on-one interactions. I really liked, like at one point near the end, Charlie texted, "Jack, can you go there? I don't have a car. I literally can't do anything. I'm scared. Get your parents or something." And I was like, I'm literally on the way. I called them. Like, I'm doing what I can. But I thought that I don't know, that reaching out in helplessness was powerful to me.
That was also, that was like kind of where whenever I found something that wasn't, like whenever I found I wasn't doing anything or didn't really have anything to do, I would like text another person for comfort or something like that.
Yeah, the one-on-one text
Oh my God,
aspect of
yeah.
it is great, I think. And because it's truly private, you know.
Yeah.
versus if you
Dakota,
just
was
talk
it clear that I had a crush on you?
What?
I didn't tell anyone.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that was part of why I was like, I see no difference. Love is love. Because Charlie's my little sib, and I don't want
Yeah, 'cause-
anyone to fuck with them.
Yeah, because I was like, because I opened up to Charlie, I was like, yeah, I told Alice that I liked her, and then you're like, oh,
I said, oh, you liked her?
I almost texted you, Charlie, at one point. Like, I thought, like, would I check in on Charlie now that I found out that Dakota was in love with Alice? And then I was like, I wouldn't. My sister's missing. This is not the priority. Like,
that's so
we'll
true.
deal with that later. Like,
So this is when Dakota was in the crowd, ? And at some point, feeling that like agita and like helplessness, I had said, "I'm sorry, Dakota, I will never forgive you if you don't stop him."
Oh my God.
yeah.
And people were like, "Evan," and then I get a message from Julia that says, "Evan, what the fuck?" And then a couple lines down, Dakota's like, "I found her," and I just said, "Well, it works." Like in DMs, Julia.
That's so funny.
you were in character. I was enjoying your character, but you were in character pissing me off so much when you texted me. Ooh, I said when you were smoking, did she mention anything? Like, she was supposed to call me. Did she say anything? And you said, just excited to hang out with you during break. She seemed sober enough to navigate home. And I almost, like, I was like, I need to buy a gun.
Jesus.
You let my little sister walk home alone.
We also were DMing. You're like, oh, fuck, her phone's probably dead. My texts are coming up green. I said, fuck, she switched to Android.
Yes, I had no words.
Oh my
God. It was so fucking funny.
Something's wrong.
I sent the facepalm emoji, but I changed it to the non-binary ones because I knew that was the ones I'd be using instead of the girl ones.
Holy shit.
Lord.
And yeah, the other, I'm going through like all of my private chats. My interactions with, I talked about Charlie, right? Yeah. Really fun to learn that Dakota had a crush on Alice. Like, we were talking in fun ways. I like that. And then killed me when I got the private GM from Julia saying, what was it? It was horrible. I know you're busy, but can you come pick me up? I'm scared. And I was like, I'm gonna die.
Yeah, I had some great private conversations. I went to the barn, and then Jess sent me the card. You think you're being followed. You can't make out whom. And I stayed silent for a bit.
Yeah.
And then fucking Jack texts me about some other bullshit, and then truly in a moment of like teenage girl vulnerability, the tough has left my body. I am like,
terrifying.
Please help. And that was great.
Who was it?
Unclear.
Fuck if I know.
Maybe Mr. Halvert.
Also, Dakota and I had some, I think our friendship changed a lot during the course of that game.
Yeah.
We grew a lot closer. And we had like this heartbreaking conversation about your confession.
Yeah.
And we both were just like, we both love Alice. Like, we both just care for her. And we'll get through this. And it was nice because it was like a moment of solidarity amidst the worst thing ever. Ugh. And my favorite bit through the whole thing was like Evan trying to confirm people, like by saying something that only they would know.
Yes, and I'm like, shut up! I'll kill you.
Well, actually, after Julia stopped responding, I had reached out via DM. I was like, hey, are you okay? And I was like, how do I know it's you? What's our favorite article of clothing? Anyone got guesses?
What'd you say?
What is our favorite article of clothing? What would Julia
Hoodie.
say? Yes!
Funny as fuck.
Oh my God.
So I thought it was okay. I don't think I'd play this game again.
I don't think
know
you
if it's
can
meant
play
to
this
I
be.
don't
game
know
again.
if
Yeah.
You can. They recommend if you play it multiple times, they'll play it with a new group of people. Because you'll have a different Alice. Things will be very
Could be a
different.
different
You'll have
character.
different ties. Yeah.
We all got that one friend who's 27. I just think I wasn't the...
What do you mean by that?
Fuck.
I think if I was younger, maybe... Because the idea, like, okay, when you're
I'm
in high school
26.
and you don't have a car... I feel like your form of autonomy and what really allows you to like explore on your own is your phone or access to the internet. And I'm just like older at this point, and it's not as much of, I don't know. It was just harder to invest in all this happening on DM or whatever. I don't know.
I think that I definitely got, to me, and I hate that I'm saying this, but to me this reminded me the most of Homestuck.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
got
I didn't
that
want to
vibe
say
too?
it.
Yeah, because like I don't know, Homestuck, and also that sort of I grew up, especially in high school, in a space where I did have a lot of online friends, and so we were messaging each other in like these big groups and also these private chats a lot that felt like that was our whole world. and Homestuck too. Like Homestuck is literally, the plot of it is like the world is ending, but all these people are in like entirely different parts of the world, and there's never group chats, I don't think, in Homestuck. It's literally just one-on-one DM conversations between people. And it very much felt like that, where it's like these people that like kind of are talking about the things that are happening like in their room, or like what's happening, like what they're witnessing, or specifically to them, and just kind of talking about it. And that's what this felt like, which was cool to me, especially because I also did some, I did some text. I think, does anyone else have any experience with text role playing like this?
No.
No, but I have fun with it.
I've done this before, like with friends in high school. We would role play. This was a delightful game for me. It was a very new experience. It was very, very immersive and very unique. But thank you so much for joining us. Unless anyone has one last thing to say.
The voicemails were probably my favorite part. I was
That was
mad we
really
had to
cool.
wait to the end for them.
Like a present. You gotta wait for Christmas.
Dessert.
Yeah, they were very nice. Yours, Tori. Oh my god, it fucking killed me. And I was like, I'll be waiting, and like the delivery on the delivery. I can't remember which line it was specifically, but you know, like, I'll be waiting there. Like the da 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 da.
Do you want that thing back? Otherwise, I will guard it with my life.
Yeah. Otherwise, I will guard it with my life.
I see
that
these
was
exact
so
fucking things on TikTok. Yeah,
so fucking good. Like that. So good. Really, really fucking good.
Do we need to go for
Oh,
it?
you go ahead. The only thing I wanted to, because I think about this all the time, I wanted the options for the voicemails to be angrier. Because that's something I had a big fight with her, and the prompt was apologize for the fight, but I kind of wished that it had just been like, you had a fight with her and you need her to call you back.
Because you don't know she's going to go missing necessarily.
Because you don't know she's going to go missing. This was the prompt for me was like, before you know she's going to go missing, what's the last phone call you did? And the idea of it being an angry one is just so juicy to me. The idea of it being like, why the fuck aren't you answering your phone? Stop being a baby. Can you call me back, please? And then having to deal with that.
Ouch.
That's
Your
juicy.
last, yeah.
Did we say what everyone's secret was?
My secret was the fight. Was that I was in a big fight with her.
What was it about?
The fight was about Julia.
I'm so Julia. Oh yeah, you told me that.
Yeah.
Mine was you and Alice snuck out to do something you weren't supposed to do the night before she vanished. What was it?
Oh, the park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking Evan smoking weed with my baby sister.
Whoa!
I had to just come up with something for that.
That
What was
awesome.
it?
That was
So that wasn't even my secret. That was that was the location. It was you were with Alice like 3 hours before she went missing at this location, the lighthouse. Why did you not want anyone to know?
That was a
And it
clue
was because
card.
you were smoking.
Yes.
That's really good.
That's what I just
so good.
made up. And then my secret was you promised Alice last week you would hide something for her. What is it? Why are you afraid of coming forward? Which will make you look like a suspect. So
What was it?
the acceptance letters to the conservatory residency that we both really wanted, but
Yeah.
her parents maybe would have been angry because instead of focusing on the SAT or work,
Yeah.
she's pursuing music, which maybe they think isn't like a lucrative career or something. So
Damn.
I was hiding those for her, but could have been jealous that it happened.
Yeah, for
but the
sure.
thing was, we aren't suspects, which I guess our characters don't know.
Yeah, it's
that,
just
but-
like, yeah, our characters don't know that. I felt like a suspect in some of y'all's chats with me, damn.
I mean, I was my
Julia, you were blaming literally everyone.
my motive said to
Julia
you
didn't
want to
blame me.
find the blame for Alice's disappearance. Someone is responsible, maybe even someone here.
I felt like there was some like why aren't you going and searching right now?
That's
And I'm like,
true.
because I don't have a car.
You can
Because
fucking
the
walk.
rules say I can't.
Yeah, like, what do you want? I have to stay here in case she calls the landline.
Be like
Someone
parentheses, like,
needs to
did
be
you forget?
home.
Yeah.
My secret was Alice has been acting strange lately. How is it different from the way she usually acts, and what is she blaming for it? And for me, I just said that was like her not going to work, like her not showing up to work and telling me that she wasn't going to work, and like her coworkers telling me, which ended up working out really well because we'd already decided that Mr. Halvert was working there.
Hate that guy.
So let's put a bow on it. Alice dropped some very irreplaceable antiques, which really upset Halvert. David was trying very hard to woo Alice with gifts. How do these two team up?
If David has a ton of money, maybe it was maybe we can work together on this. I get rid of your problem. And
David
then I'll pay
offers
you
to cover the
hefty
cost
sum.
of the antiques that got ruined.
And more, probably.
Yes, and then maybe they end up being
And
like,
Ryan stole the money.
Or Ryan just was making money. He's a separate guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like Ryan was probably related, though.
You think?
Because he was a suspect, and then he went missing.
Oh, yeah.
I think
maybe he
took
left
some
town
money and
because he
ran.
was a suspect.
He had
Yeah.
a different duffel bag of $10,000 because they hired him to do something, but then he just took it and ran in the train
Or
station.
he found out that his ex-girlfriend went missing and said, people know that I'm creepy about her. I need to get out of town.
And he got on a train, but we thought that it was a train for Alice.
Yeah.
I think maybe he told David, "Oh, I can deliver this to Alice for you." It was like a gift for her or something. Or, David gifted some kind of really nice watch and then Ryan like flipped it. That was the narrative I had come up with.
That's fun.
All right. Well, I'm so glad we found her. And
Yay.
April Fool's listeners, hope you liked hearing nothing during the
Happy
play
birthday
episode.
to me.
Ordered a lot of
Oh,
something.
my mic. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, and we will see you at a different table now.